Good evening. Spontaneous stream. As many have seen the new Aurora, I'm super excited about it, and I want to talk about it. I just got off work, so I have not talked about it that much, aside from some Discord chatter. And that's why I just wanted to go straight in, have a look at it, frame by frame actually. And then afterwards we can go, as usual, to my chill Ironclad building streams. But for now, let's chat about the Aurora for a minute. As always, let me know if my audio is not properly set up, if the music is too loud or too low. And 2 streams ago, there were a lot of missing messages. If you feel like I don't read out messages, maybe give me a shout out on Discord and I'll try to fix that, because that was super weird and people were wondering why I ignored all the interesting comments in the chat. Okay. Speaking of Discord, if you are not aware that there is a Discord now for... I don't want to say for me, but it's also not my organization. Well, I have a Discord channel where we talk about mostly ships, but also some creative shipbuilding stuff, and then obviously some league speculation stuff. It's, if you want to chat about stuff that is usually featured in my videos, have a look and join us there. That's the best address right now to get some updates on my work too. I sometimes post like sneak peeks and stuff. Anyways, Aurora. First impression, this is an image that is in the background of the website. I'm not sure if it's... Usually I think it's hidden behind the video, so if you haven't seen that, there's one really high quality image and it's super beautiful. First impression, it is not necessarily looking like an Aurora. But it's obviously very pretty. It has the wings from the Aurora concept that... the fan concept, I mean, that many of us liked. But obviously it has a lot of Zeus in it. And then also a lot of Scorpius. But as we will see in the trailer, I don't think the Scorpius influence is as heavy as you might think from all angles. But generally speaking, looking at paneling and everything, it looks like all the new modern RSI ships here. I would even say I see some Perseus Polaris style cockpit specifically, obviously. But I guess we can agree on that it's pretty. And if it's a good Aurora, we can talk about it in a second. That's just the image. Let's have a look at the trailers. I just watched it once. So let's just... I have it open in a weird software here, so that we can look at it frame by frame. But this is completely black. Let's give it a minute. There we go. It's also without sound because that always instantly blocks my streams. But I don't necessarily want to watch the whole thing. There's not much story in this one other than... Actually, we can skip the first part. It's like a long story about how RSI has evolved since the first Zeus that is not in game. But then it tilts towards the... That's the Aurora, the gold standard Mark 1, so showing that off in its reworked beauty, and then it switches to the new one elegantly. Super sleek in that side view without the wings exfolded. could be mistaken for, I think this is a Zeus, I would guess, with the wingtip here. Very similar shape, but then obviously it folds out. So pretty. Even though, you have all seen it, let's go straight into details. I think the Aurora is, I wouldn't call it pretty. It was my first ship, it has a very special place, but it's not the prettiest ship. But one thing I always liked about it is visibility, it's so wide open. And that is a lot worse now, obviously. Taking these side things from the Zeus, that's annoying. That takes one of the biggest advantages of the Aurora, I think. It looks cooler from the outside, but I think the cockpit view will be quite a lot more obstructed. And then this is why I think I would say the Scorpius for me is not even the heaviest influence. This shot looks so much like Dune for me, like these gyrocopters. It's obviously intended with the light and the colors, but it looks so Dune. And it looks, I'm super happy that the 4 wings are not the same size. That to me always looked a tiny bit weird in the concept images, the fan concept images. But the different sized wings, I think, differentiated already enough from the Scorpius. It's sure heavily influenced by that, but you will recognize the silhouette as its own ship easily, I would assume. Like from this angle, sure, if you hadn't the size, but it looks very, look at it, how thick the Scorpius is in the center. It looks more like a traditional X-wing with a heavy center and then super slim wings. While here the wings, I don't know, are shorter. It looks more compact. I wouldn't say that it's a one-to-one Scorpius. It's a great addition to the family, to the Scorpius family, if you will. Again, I'm not sure if it's perfect. I'm not sure if there's much Aurora left in it, but it definitely is a cool new ship. In the community hub, there's a link to an animation as well. Is that an animation that is not here anywhere? If you could link that to me, that would be super helpful. Wonder how they will open the door on the left side. Good question, Nova. I have not even looked at the door. I didn't even notice that there is one. Let's have a look at the door specifically. Is that here? Below that? That will be tricky for sure. Where's that cool side view? That's a bit dark. But nah, I don't really see. This could be a door here. Like this could slide back and then there's a door here. Mk2 is here. Hey, nice to see you. Good job, if I can say that. I have the other video. We will have the other video up in a second. But if there is a door, it's well hidden behind this. But I guess these two pieces could move and slide open to have a door. And that means there could still be 2 doors. We were speculating earlier that there might be just one, because one of these interior images shown only showed the door on the left side. We can't really make that out here. I don't think they ever show the other side. curious about what we can see behind the pilot chair. Is there anything that you see behind it? Aha, okay, actually. This is the 4K version of the trailer, but obviously the quality is limited. Yeah, is that a door or is that a console or a fridge or... Looks like a door to me. Not sure what you think, but I would say that's a door. But there was this concept images, this teaser image that looked really different. Drop-down elevator, I have read that a lot. Could very well be. I don't have that image up, unfortunately, that teaser image, where it was very obvious that this is not a door here. But that would definitely be... No, actually, I take that back. I would have said that this could be a... Actually, I'm not sure if you can... You probably can't see my mouse pointer. I would have said that this thing here slides back. And then here behind is the door. But as you can see here, that is, I would say about this height. So you would have to step quite a bit up. I think if you can see that the floor is here and the door is here, you would have to come out behind this thing, and that is just not possible. I don't think we have doors on the sides anymore. Or this actually... This whole thing could move away somehow, because there's something here. I don't know. I think an elevator is more likely. Just saying that there's something. Okay, nice if you can see my mouse, but I'll still draw from time to time. Let's see. Let's have a look at the bed. That was always one of the best features for me on that thing. It's still a bed. It looks more spacious though, right? It looks less sarcophagus-like. It looks much higher. It looks like there's still this... Actually, it's so high that I'm not even sure if this is like still the old bed, or if there is like a small step and then full room where you can stand in. Because the old one... I would have say stopped here in height. Interesting. Can we have a peek at the other side? Probably not. Check the stream chat in Discord. There's already a picture with the open door. Okay, I'm stupid. Sorry. I assume it's from the other video. We can have a look at that instantly. Oh. So oh. Where did you find that? Yeah. It's on the Pipeline Discord apparently, so I don't think it's from the second trailer. Let me get that image up. Three, 2, 1, there we go. So, reboot everything I said in the last 10 minutes. I mean, I wasn't wrong. So this stuff moves out of the way somehow to reveal the old round door that we know, and I don't know if I love it, but this is... Now it looks more like an Aurora than before. but we can now clearly see that on the other side there is no door. I have to say though, what we see in this image looks very different from what we just looked at in the trailer. Could have something to do with the modules that we have, that things change in here. But I did not see all this detail on the interior shot we just looked at. But having the steps, yeah, makes it a lot more Aurora than having an elevator. I like that they kept that. That's cool. And I just imagine that this will be a very cool animation, this thing folding open, right? Also, I just read something about 1 SCU crates. Let's get to that. So apart from this and the official trailer, there is a small teaser video on the website somewhere. That's this one, yeah? Yeah, that's this one. That's super short, and that's just showing this in motion. Some beautiful detail. And then here we can see something about the modules. That's the main reason I did the stream. So in the beginning, we see it apparently without module or anything. Actually, wait 1 second. I think the colors are wrong. That's better. And then we can have a look. So that's the, I assume, base version without anything connected. But you can see that there is stuff to connect to some kind of modularity thing here. We already discussed it a bit on Discord and talked about it having thrusters and stuff. There is something in the middle here in the module teaser image that I thought was a thruster, but seeing now that it connects to something here, I don't think so anymore. I said because of that thruster thing, it might be an escape pod. I don't really think so anymore. I think this is all just connecting bits. And then you have your modular sections here. Not sure if this is something you can use and buy like this without anything, or if it's just an Aurora without with the thing detached. But it very much reminds me of the F7 with the thing here on top. But again, that's just without stuff attached. There is supposed to be something here, and that is either this thick cargo module, which holds 6 1 SCU crates. That is pretty cool. That's a lot more useful than our base Aurora. And then you can swap that out for something that is slightly thinner. These are the two that were shared last week in that teaser image. And I'm not sure what this is. So in the back here, you see that it opens and reveals a shield generator. I would assume the base ship has one too, and this is an additional one. So I assume that this module will give that ship more protection. Whatever it is. And what these things it's on the bottom and the top that is folding. I'm not sure what that is. Do you have any ideas? When I looked at it earlier, I thought it was like something that opened and dropped. Could be bombs, could be I saw someone talking about a crafting bench or something, but you see that it just folds open and then stays like that. I have no idea what that is supposed to be. Missile pack? I don't see any missiles. I don't think that they will come out here in the front in that section and then shoot below. That looks very dangerous. Could be that it, like where it opens here in the top and bottom there are missiles, but don't think so. Rocket pods. Mods adding extra components would be a first. It would be a first, but I think it is a great idea, because that way you could not only change the role of that Aurora, but also the how well it's suited for that role. Like the base variant can fight, but you can make it tankier with a module. Like I thought at the beginning that it's just a quick thought that this could maybe add bombs and more shields to make it like a heavier assault version of the Aurora. Just one idea, and you could change it into anything. You could add a better quantum drive and a bigger fuel tank for exploration. You could add anything really to make it not just visually a different role and by having like a cargo space, but also like make the actual skill points of the ship fit better with that role. I think that's a cool idea. Weapon rack, shield generators. Actually, there is something in the sneak peek. You can see that better. Let me just grab the other image. Give me a second. Other images, I should say, at this point. So this is what I was talking about earlier. This is the inside. Well, that now clearly shows what we've seen just from this perspective. Terminal and whatever this is. I guess this is a seat, but not sure what this is. Can't see it here. Anyway, it's not symmetrical anymore. And then this is what you mean. So we just saw that these things here fold up, and you can see these two tubes is what someone described it as. I mean, it could be that this just adds 1, 2, and on the bottom 2, 3, 4 torpedoes in here. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be like. And this is what I said earlier. I misinterpreted it as a thruster. It kind of looks to me like a thruster on, I don't know, all the Crusader ships have this shape of thruster. But now seeing the other side, I think it's just connectors. Fuel scoops. Fuel scoops are a good idea for long range version. Interesting. Also, I have to say that I can't really keep ahead of the chat anymore. It's not used to having so many people chatting, which I obviously enjoy. But please excuse me if I miss something. $100 people, that's way too many. But seeing this, and then the empty one in the beginning, in combination with this, to me suggests that there's only 2 for now. I need a question bot. I don't have a question bot, but we can start with you putting question in big brackets at the beginning, and then I'll see it better if you have question. But I also want to, there's a lot of nice ideas here that I just want to discuss, and I just can't get ahead of all of them. The sneak peek said something about specific problems require modularity or whatever, so what kind of problems, what kind of tasks would an Aurora be useful for? There's also not a single piece of text on here that helps us. Let's have a look at, actually, let's have another look at the trailer and see if there's anything hidden there that might help. Usually they don't hide stuff here, but since that time, I don't know if you remember that when Counter-Strike got an update and it was revealed by having an image on the website that if you download it and gamma it up, you could see the Counter-Strike 2 logo. Since then, I always download stuff and look into the files at highest brightness, because there might be something in here. But I don't see anything here that could help us see what that module is for. Will it have cargo space without the cargo module? I wouldn't know where. There's not much room if there's no cargo module. I assume that in the front you can, just as in the old Aurora, get like these small boxes in. I don't think you can fit an SU crate through this door. Actually, what would you say? You couldn't do the old one. But since this is so perfectly round, and I mean a person has to go through it, which means it should be close-ish to 2 meters. Should be definitely higher than 1.25 meters. So I guess you could squeeze one SU box in here. Original Aurora commercial showed modularity in regards of cargo and cargo. Smaller, larger cargo grid, weapon and missile that seems to be covered with these two modules. I don't know. I don't see where this adds more offensive capabilities. I really don't think that these are torpedo tubes. I see the shield generator for sure, and I assume it's sleeker with this one, but I also kind of feel like you need one of the two. I'm not sure if it can be used without. That's obviously speculation. Oh, actually, this looks like it has none attached, right? It looks super sleek in the back. Or am I Hallucinating? What would you say? Is that without a module in the back? Yeah, I guess this is without, and then it becomes probably faster, sleeker, more of a light fighter. And then if you add that thing in the back, it becomes a heavier fighter with additional shields, probably some torpedoes. Pretty cool. Here we see it with... No, this is still without. Okay, this is still without one. So you're right, you can see it here without, and it looks super sleek. This one? I would say this one has the cargo pod. The fat one, yeah. So without cargo and then whatever this fighting thing could be. Could also be that the external things here... No, actually, I couldn't. I just read someone saying that it could add some kind of larger interior. That's what I was thinking, that maybe this adds the bed, and without it you don't have one. But the connector pretty much makes this impossible. There's no way to make this into an opening and add another like living room or whatever kind of interior there. I think it would fit in the Galaxy. I am 100% sure that this will not fit into the Galaxy. Unless it doubles in size. The first Aurora was not fitting into the Galaxy as it was announced in its pitch. If the Galaxy grows, sure, but right now the base Aurora is already too long. And so this one, absolutely not. I can just estimate, but I would say this is a good bit bigger than the first Aurora. Fits in the Polaris for sure, because I mean, you can put the Scorpius, you can put this one for sure. The question for me is if you can put 2 or maybe 3. That would be cool. Oh yeah, I read that earlier. Components are on the top there, so how do you get there? Is there a clue? I don't think you can climb on the wing. I think that's too high. This video is on the official RSI website, and it plays in the background there. With some overlays, unfortunately. Are we sure that there are components on top? There was a top view somewhere, right? I guess that will be components, yeah. Still don't think that you can climb up there. No idea. Maybe it's not components. I mean, it really much looks like it, but the top view almost looks like another slot. Interesting. Not sure if I agree, but I thought that it looks like a magnetic plate or something too. Is that another component axis? They are all pretty hard to reach. I guess if you had the wings down, you could maybe jump here and then climb up here, but that can't be the intention. I can see a Scorpion Ares spine on that. Interesting. As another module. But I said that a lot about the Galaxy. If they do modules, they would have to stick to some kind of format. And in this case, they all connect to these connectors and they have to fit here. They can't change stuff out here. That would be too tricky, I assume. Having it as a separate turret that you can put on there as something completely different. Oh, I don't know. I think that's far-fetched, even though it would be interesting. Could be anything. As Nova said, they never, or then they don't always care about that getting up there part. Maybe you can just service this in zero gravity, or maybe the plan is that you have just like you have trolleys. There are these ladders that you push towards planes on real life airfields to climb on top. In Star Wars, you always have, like, they always bring stairs to the ships, so maybe the intention is that you cannot go on there by yourself and you need some kind of repair bay, or you just go into zero G, I don't know. Oh, curious to see if they keep the price low for that. That's an interesting thing. We chatted about that a bit earlier, and I had everything from people saying hopefully they keep it at $45, up to that will be 100, and then those modules could be from 10 to from 15 to 30, I think was the range that I've seen. Looking at this, I don't see this as a $45 starter. I'm sorry. You might be able to jump onto the front window when it's landed. I don't think so. No. Only if you park it in a specific. Is it still an advanced starter is the question. Like if you compare it, it looks like it's way ahead of what we called a starter a few years ago, but I assume they try to increase the quality of what a starter ship can be, and so maybe this is some kind of advanced starter, and I personally would guess that it's more expensive than, obviously more expensive than 45. I think they could charge way more. I think people right now would pay close to 100. More realistically, I would say they put it at something like 60, 65, and then have the modules maybe... Actually, my feeling is that the modules will be too expensive. That the modules will be like 30, 35. But that's obviously... I think realistically the modules realistically should be something like 20-ish maximum. But I guess 60, 65 and 20 for the modules is my best guess, but I don't know that much about ship pricing. I don't buy as many ships as many of you do. But I think they could charge a lot more for this than other starter ships. It's so cool compared to all of them, actually. True, the cutter is still 45. But I would still say that the cutter is a pretty good deal that we should be lucky for. The cutter, I think they could also sell for 55. But as someone, I don't know if it was Nova earlier, said, maybe they are just trying to keep prices reasonable right now. That it seems like they are not desperate for money right now. And are more concerned about building a good reputation for their game with Squadron on the horizon. So having this as a very, very cool new starter at a reasonable starter price would obviously be a very good move marketing-wise. All I'm saying is that you could charge a lot for this thing just because it's so pretty and offers so many... Oh, we don't know what the modules are for, but it seems like it offers a lot. I guess that's all we can really see in this for now. The question that I have and that I hoped would be answered by now is if I should upgrade my old Aurora to this one. I talked about it a few times. I have not bought many ships at all. I only have my base Aurora and then one... I got one, what was it? Some ground vehicle as a bonus for referring a friend, and then I upgraded that to the Intrepid because I like that before what it can do. I have not bought any other ships, and I always thought about keeping the Aurora forever because I have so much memory with it. And then I thought the Mk2 would be a great chance to upgrade. This is so different that I'm not sure if I want to do that. This is such a different ship. It's... I assume from the inside you can still get the feeling of an Aurora. It still has the same layout. But it looks so different. I want one though. I'm sure if I should upgrade or if I should get it otherwise. Or if I should upgrade my Intrepid, because that is not as pretty as this one. What? Cheeky galaxy silhouette in the background of the trailer? Where is that? I want to see that. Galaxy silhouette? Let's find the galaxy silhouette. In this trailer? Did anyone else see that, or is that a hallucination? 55 seconds. Can you convert that into frames? I can. 55 times 30. $165. No, true. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, it's a fast galaxy. I guess they didn't want to show it too long. Oh, that's cool. And it's so weird. The second I saw it, I had some weird feeling in my stomach I can't describe. It's something like I have such a connection to that stupid galaxy, even though I didn't buy one. It's just I have spent so many hours making stuff about it, and obviously my whole channel is just built on that first galaxy video. It made me kind of emotional to see that. Can't wait for the release. But it looks like a galaxy to me too. That's a Percy, isn't it? I wouldn't say so. Some of those are not ships, just blurs, but that's a galaxy. There's a lot of... Yeah, I just felt that there's a lot of stuff that I can't really see what it actually is. Even the bangle, is that a... Is that the bangle that we always had? No, it's a variant, right? The bangle that we had in game, I would have said that it had a slightly different bridge and also not... I'm not sure about these guns anymore. And then also, what is this? What is this? That could just be... That could be Connie. Actually, it's a bit big for a Connie. Well, could be... No, actually, this is way closer. You can see that this is much more in the front than this, but for these here, it's behind. So this is bigger than it looks. Not sure what this is. Not sure what that is. There's your silhouette video, Tris. Thank you very much. You're right. Okay, guys, we have something to do now. This is a Connie 2, I assume. And this, I also don't, that's just a blob. Do we think that these are just blobs, or are that teasers for upcoming ships? It's the Perseus. This is the Perseus? Then maybe it's just the angle that is... It looks like it's rocket. Could just be a weird angle, but... This is pretty surely a galaxy. And it's just a handful of frames. Thank you for pointing that out. Great. Great spotting there. What is there in the front? What they are all chasing? Oh, this is what someone earlier asked, if that is a... I forgot what you thought it was. Nautilus at the top. I think the Nautilus is flatter. I don't know though. There was something in the beginning for 1 or 2 frames. No, I think this is just one of those basic structures on... We've seen something similar on Pyro just a few days ago. Pyro 1. Yeah, Legionnaire. This could be the Legionnaire. Or the Mantis, I guess. No. Well, from a weird angle. It's a galaxy. Ah, that's sneaky. Does it look different though? I feel like I've never seen this bulge on the bottom. Exciting. Also the planet looks great. Oh, is it a person? I think that's I don't think you noticed, but I think this is the G-Man. You can see it from the color. Confirmed. Angle and atmosphere is another thing that I don't think means anything. That's just a trailer. It's just supposed to look cool. Actually, now let's just quickly go through frame by frame and have a look at, we can see another frame of that galaxy. Okay. This person, that is the person that we see this from in the next shot. Doesn't really make a lot of sense because obviously that's so far away, but I assume that is the person that we just saw. And you can clearly see from the posture of his arm that he is holding a crowbar here. You extract the Bengal asset and build interior for it. Promise it won't take long. No, I don't think so. I think the Bengal interior is done and it would be a waste of time to build that. However, I did say that off stream a few days ago. I'm thinking about building the battlecruiser when it is announced. Obviously not in the level of detail that I did the Ironclad. That kind of ruined me and my content for 1 year. But whenever that thing is announced, I will sure do 1 or 2 streams where I map out the layout in 3D and just run through it just to see the scale, and then hopefully not get too lost in the detail, but I want to have a quick, if it is the last concept sale, then I want to do one last concept, let's rebuild that thing stream. Okay, last chance to see some kind of galaxy anywhere in the background. Oh. No. I thought I saw something here for a second. Yeah, you're right, the bangle looks a lot better than the last time we've seen it. Okay, I think that's it. No more galaxy in here. But we had one galaxy for that's much more than I would expect it. First, you should partner up with Stargem Grim on a battlecruiser concept mapping video. That's actually a pretty cool idea. We could do that. Not sure if you just guessed and made that up, but we already did a video together if you didn't know. And we were planning to do more stuff like that together. Sure. Sure, that would be great if we do that together. Then again, I'm pretty sure he wants to do his own stream right when that thing comes online. I'm not sure if he wants to build stuff. I'll talk to him. We'll see. I need to talk to him anyways about other ships that we have to do together. Oh, Grim's actually here. Hey Grim, sorry I didn't see you here. Someone said we need to make a... Yeah, you got it, I guess. You got the gist of it. Yeah, maybe we should build a battlecruiser someday, if we have the time. Okay. I guess enough Aurora talk. I think we got everything out of this, out of all these trailers. And it's only been an hour, so let's spend like another hour, another calm hour, continuing on the Ironclad. Give me 2 seconds to switch. Oh yeah, but before, this is usually the point where a lot of people leave, because this is a very... We just look at Blender and talk about stuff. Could be boring to some. No worries about that, that's absolutely fine. But if you haven't, and you're interested, we have a nice Discord. Nova just posted the link. So we had a nice chat earlier about that thing coming out, and we will have in the future about all of that kind of stuff. Grim is genuinely curious if CRG is going to show the Kraken exterior during DefenseCon or Invictus launch week. Exterior? I mean, they've done that before, why not? I thought you were writing interior for a second, and then I would say hopium, but the exterior. No, actually, I think they want their attention on another ship for Invictus launch week. I don't think they want to split that attention between two big drake ships. Right. Last time we built something. Sometimes the German comes out. I'm sorry. Last time we built one part in the Ironclad that was not really confirmed, but that was shown in one of these teaser images. So as I said many times, I built it after the initial concept. And in that initial concept, there was only one way up, which was the big staircase. And in one of those teaser images, they showed another new ladder that was not in the pitch, in the concept. I show that in a second, but we built that very bare bones in the last version with all the assets that I had. Now I just spent an hour or two building a hatch to get from one floor to another without using... Before I just cut a big square hole into the floor that's a bit ugly. So now I have some kind of hatch. There's actually space here for a moving, sliding hatch like in the clipper. And so we can now put that into the ship. Let me just quickly clean this up. Make sure it's a nice group. And then we can use that in the actual Ironclad. So, because all you people have to go into this one too. Oh, why is that not? Oh, this one. Oh, I see. That. Ooh, mobile defense con on top of the Kraken, that would be amazing. Okay, so this is what I was just talking about. That's our Ironclad. That's our first... I changed all the naming from floors to decks, and I also had the numbering wrong because Europeans and Americans label their floors differently. I now took the real labeling from that teaser image, so we now know that this is deck 1 and this is loading. This is deck 2. Deck 2 is where the engineering area is and where the airlock is. And it also is where this angled corridor is that overlooks the mule bay on the first deck. So mule bay here, it's all a bit dark. I can't enable the lights that will kill stream performance. But above that we have that angled window, and in the first, in all the videos that I've shown about the Ironclad, this corridor was just a corridor, but in one of those teaser images in the monthly report, you could see that there's some kind of niche here, and it is pretty much, if you have seen that, it's pretty much this view here. It's a bit wider, so I think like that maybe. Maybe you can recognize that. You can see the window on the side. You can see the corridor crossing in the back. There's some tubings here that I have not built. And then there's this new niche with the ladder going up to the third deck. So that we added last stream. This is, again, this is not in the original concept, but they added that, which is great because now we have more ways to get up and down. But last week I only like here stenciled a big hole into the floor. And before we make that pretty, let me show you where that connects to, if you haven't seen that in the last stream. On the third deck, that is where you have your bridge on the left here, your command bridge, that's here. Oh, there's your command bridge. As you can see, this version just blocked out. And on the other side you have the habitation area. And so across the two stairways going down and up, there now is this new small section that has the ladder. There was plenty of unused space there, so great addition. Yeah. In terms of cargo space, is the Ironclad bigger, or would it be the Hull C? The Hull C has still more, even after the update, the Hull C still has more cargo. I don't have the number on top of my head. $4,600, okay. Yeah, it still has a lot more. But there's a lot of space in the Ironclad where you can put stuff that is not planned. So here's a lot of space where you could stack boxes that you can get a little bit over whatever the official specs are, I guess. Hull C is a smidge more than double the Ironclad? Really? Isn't the Ironclad pretty close now? I've always forgot what the new metric is. $2,200. Yeah, you're right, pretty much half. Oh yeah, I think in my original video I said something like a third or something, and now it's more like half. Do any of you know if Tonk-sized vehicles can go to normal Ironclad? I think no one knows that, for sure. I think I'm pretty certain that the front room here, so the armory, that is missing in the assault version. It's not missing, but it's different. It looks like there are jump seats or something here in the front, and it looks like the room is shorter, so cut off here, so that you have more headroom here. So I have not tried it, and I don't think it makes sense to try it now, but I think that's a deliberate decision so that Tonks specifically can only go onto the assault one, and the other ones it will be like just a bit too narrow height-wise to fit a tongue through. But that's not confirmed. Stage ramp. Okay. As you can see, I can't do numbers and build stuff at the same time. So if you want good numbers or stuff, ask me off stream or ask Grim on stream. He's much better at doing that stuff live. I'll just focus on getting a new pretty hatch in here. So let's hide that stuff for a second. No. Oh no. I made something ugly. We have to go back for 1 second. Set this collection up properly. Hey Tris, do you think you will have your Ironclad finished before it releases it? I have to. As Grims pointed out correctly, there's not much point spending time on this. I'm just going to finish it in the next 1 or 2 weeks, hopefully. Make one last tour of the whole top part. And yeah, that's the plan basically. But I don't want to... I mean, we could just wait that few months until it's out, but I just want to finish this because it's so... I spent already so much time on it, I want to finish it properly now. But yes, I have... It's always a bit hard to see how far I am just from this. I would say from the interior I'm 95% done. It's just some small details that I have to tweak here. I don't always show the actual work bits on stream because I need to focus on those, but I guess I'm pretty close. Oh, I just realized that I didn't really scale these properly. I just eyeballed it and then said we'll figure out the scale later, so I think this might be a bit narrow. I made it 1 meter 20 or something. $80 centimeters. That's not a lot. It's enough though. Would we just eyeball it? No. I have not spent so much time on it to eyeball that now. Is it Nova? Is it really? Clipper. That's the hatch in the clipper, which looks similar to mine, just less detailed. And this is exactly 1 meter. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So we scale this whole thing as 1.177, and then it should be a meter. Yeah, cool. As we speak about the clipper, you still owe me some UEC for crashing mine, Trist. I would like to disagree. If anything, I owe you some AUEC. And also, I did not even crash it. I was shot down. And then crashed. I don't think it's fair that you bring that up on stream. Isn't that an emergency hatch though? So a ladder hatch might be a bit bigger given it's meant for normal use. Would you say that's an emergency hatch? You mean this one or the one on the clipper? Either way, I think the real thing is they have built the hatch for the clipper. I'm sure they will use the same one here just because asset kit and stuff. So that's why I'm sticking with this. There's a lot of stuff in here that size-wise will be different. For example, for now I only have single doors. I would love to add double doors as we have in the Caterpillar to make it fit better. Where I can, I try to be as close to the assets that we have, and I think this will be the same asset as in the Clipper, for sure. Okay, that's so much better already. Actually, let's give this ugly floor some UVs. Better too. That connects great from the top. Now from the bottom. I don't think it needs to be this thick. I don't think it will be this thick. I may have made a mistake. I thought that the floors are very thick and I made a thinner version. No, actually I made it so that you can change the height. I think it should be thinner. I don't think I want to build another one though. I think this will do its job. In fact, let's put the second one. There's a second one on the ship. And then we can decide if I adjust the asset or not. So this must go to deck 2. Updated layout. Then we make a copy. This one to deck. I don't know. Where's my ladder? We have to see where the ladder is. Quick frost. Hold it. Put there. Here it fits height-wise. That's kind of what I want. I mean, this was the place where I initially thought about it. So could be even wider here, but I think the height is good. Good ceiling height. Still, maybe I need a slimmer one up there. Petrus, do you have any small concept ships in the works? What do you mean, Rabbit? Do you mean my own? My own ships? Do you have any small concept ships in the... Or do you mean if I have other, like rebuilding this, if I do other concept ships, like CRG concepts that I'm working on? If it's the first, I have this one ship that I'm building, my own ship that that was the first video I made on this channel, and then I made a video series for like a handful of those, but I didn't continue working on that for over a year now. But it's still out there, and I'm still sometimes do stuff on it, and I still plan on finishing it one day. Then this one, that ages, it's funny because I made that before I was really big into Star Citizen, and I just wanted to make another Aegis fighter because I thought they would look cool. I still want to finish that concept, but it's very different from what I would do nowadays. But I still want to finish that, yes. And then there's another one that I don't want to talk about because it would be too bit of... it would take a bit of the fun and impact away. But I would like to do a variant of the Spirit. That's something that I have in the back of my head for quite a long time. And then currently there's also, obviously, that's probably the one that I'm doing first. I'm doing a little something for the Stingray. Not yet. I'm not yet far enough to promise that it will be a video. Because I start a lot of things and then sometimes they get ahead of me and it just comes out, or I just don't have enough inspiration to make something useful. But that is, I guess these three are the small... Oh, I forgot. Obviously, there's also a started... what is it called? The CNOU... I called it the Forge. They called it the... No, they called it the Forge. I called it the Frontier. That one I also wanted to build and started kinda. What type of variant for the Spirit? Yeah, not saying. I want to show that instead of say it. Ugh, this floor is so dirty. Topology-wise. Okay, what an upgrade. Yeah, Spirit is also one of my favorite ships visually, and then also I think it's a bit outdated, both when it comes to the single entrance and also the functionality. But just visually it's so lovely. And I really want more variants. I obviously miss the E1. Not really into passenger transport. But I do really want to see the more luxurious styling of it. And then also, I hope that there are more variants someday, just because it's such a nice, beautiful ship. Okay, so I'm not going to build a different hatch that is slimmer here for saving time. So we just quickly build something here. Let's just... This whole area looks very engineering. There's a lot of open pipes, and there's open pipes throughout the whole ship, obviously. But there are a lot of big pipes here, so it looks very... You don't want to have normal people running around here, so I'll do something like that here and make it a little more industrial in that area specifically. Let's just... build some shape from scratch here. That connects to this one. Roof piping is going to be a thing, you know it. I actually have a setup for that almost done that I have not put here. You can see an early version of that here. That's my automatic ceiling generator, and there's supposed to be pipes under that. I just have not rolled it out throughout the whole ship. But yes, ceiling. I did, as well as floor piping too. Let's try to make the worst designed pipe here that is completely random. Mk2 what do you think about the Aurora Mk2? We talked about that for over an hour in the beginning, and showed a lot of cool stuff. So if you, I don't think we found out missed any crazy clues, but if you want, you can look at the VOD after the stream. But to answer the question, I generally really like it. I think it looks really great. Functionality wise, I mean, we'll have to see what those modules specifically can do, but I think it's really pretty and a really good design chip. Just my only problem is it's really different. It really does not look like an Aurora anymore. It looks like a smaller Scorpius, which was obviously the intention, and that's all fine, but I didn't know initially if I needed to upgrade my Aurora to this one. I still don't. But it for sure is a great looking new ship. A mini galaxy. That's interesting. Well, first of all, if anyone missed it, the galaxy was actually in that trailer, so give it another look if you missed it. That was a surprise, for sure. But no, I guess because of the not sure where you see the galaxy, but I for sure see the new RSI style language in there that was visible in other big new ships like the Perseus, so I assume in that way it will look a lot like a galaxy in just the shape. It also has 4 roster thingies on back, so I kind of see that that's a reoccurring element for RSI ships. spent so much time on making these automated corridor systems so that I don't have to build my corridors by hand. You should think that I had something for pipes, but apparently, as you can see, I do this the most inefficient way possible. Should do something that someday. As you can hear from me getting quieter, I'm getting tired. As I said, I jumped on the stream right after work, but I wanted to talk about the Aurora. So let's just have a quick look at our new pretty hatch connecting deck 1 of the Ironclad, overlooking the hangar to... Oh no. Can't show it like that either. Okay, I'm afraid we have to cut a hole into this floor. Oh, I end anything here. Okay. So. This is the new Ironclad ladder. Now that looks like something that will bring us up to 3. Deck 3 obviously being where you have your beautiful habitation area that we built in one of the last streams, including the bathrooms. Okay, cool. This is a lot better than before. Good. That's it. That is it for the Ironclad. For the Aurora, I can show it just one more time for people that joined later. No, I can't. I closed it. Never mind. Okay, if you want, I'll stop the stream here. The VOD will be online in short manner. And then you can have our 1 hour talk about the Aurora. We talked about that a lot in the beginning. mostly opinions, but we also looked a lot about the modules, what it could be, how they could connect and stuff. If you're not in the Discord, Nova just posted it. We have a Discord now, which is pretty cool, where we talk about this stuff before I go on stream. I also chat a lot, or I try to get into the direction of us talking about Blender stuff, if you're into building your own ships. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm getting tired. But I'm excited about the new Aurora. I think it's a really, really, really nice ship, and I'm curious about the episode, hopefully tomorrow, giving us some more insights about it. Alrighty, thanks for watching. See you in the verse.